Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Community Church of Chapel Hill, Unitarian Universalist. I am Sienna Butler, a member of the Worship Associates Ministry, and I especially want to welcome any visitors or newcomers to our church and call attention the special note to you. Welcome guests and newcomers on the backside of your order of service. An in-person Sunday social is held immediately after the service. Please turn off or silence any cell phones during your service to maintain a worshipful experience. Whomever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived at this beloved place, you are welcome here. Share the plate. We will now have the Share the Plate with Laura Gillian and Nat Barron and the Dogwood Alliance.
Hello?
Good morning. Could I have 2 minutes of your time to discuss some of the issues surrounding the biomass industry?
The what?
The biomass or wood pellet industry. It involves burning wood for energy production. While it might sound eco-friendly, it's actually causing a lot of problems.
Really? I always thought burning wood was more sustainable than fossil fuels.
That's a common misconception. While trees do naturally absorb carbon dioxide, when they're cut down and burned for biomass energy, they release that carbon back into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. And it's actually worse per unit of energy than burning coal. Plus, the scale of logging for biomass is often unsustainable, leading to deforestation, habitat destruction, and lots of pollution.
I had no idea, but isn't biomass supposed to be renewable?
It's true that trees can be replanted, but it takes decades for new trees to grow and capture the same amount of carbon that's released when they're burned. In the meantime, we're losing vital forest ecosystems right here in North Carolina that support biodiversity and help mitigate climate change.
That sounds really concerning. And I suppose you're going to tell me that these wood pellet plants are in the poorest neighborhoods too?
How did you know?
Just a hunch. Anyway, your 2 minutes are almost up. What can I do to help address these problems?
I'm so glad you asked spontaneously. We're doing a Share the Plate today for Dogwood Alliance, a nonprofit dedicated to protecting our southern forests and to climate justice. You can give generously, and you can go to the table in the community building during coffee hour to learn more. And Holly Parr is here all the way from Asheville from Dogwood Alliance to tell you about it. So thanks.
Please stand in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, Breaths, number 1001 in our teal hymnals.
Those who have died have never left us in our homes, they are with us in this crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters.
Good morning. I'm Kat Good, and our call to worship this morning is about the idea of interdependence, which is our religious education theme for the month of April. And our words come from Thich Nhat Hanh and the writing on interbeing. If you are a poet, you will see clearly that there is a cloud floating in this sheet of paper. Without a cloud, there would be no rain, and without rain, the trees cannot grow, and without trees, we cannot make paper. The cloud is essential for the paper to exist. I told you there was a cloud. If the cloud is not here, the sheet of paper cannot be here either. So we can say that the cloud and the paper are. Interbeing is a word that is not in the dictionary yet. But if we combine the prefix inter with the verb to be, we have a new verb, interbe. And if we look into this sheet of paper even more deeply, we can see sunshine in it. If the sunshine is not there, the forest cannot grow. In fact, nothing can grow. Even we cannot grow without sunshine. And so we know that the sunshine is also in the sheet of paper. The paper and the sunshine are. And if we continue to look, we can see the logger who cut the tree and brought it to the mill to be transformed into paper. And we can see wheat. Because we know the logger cannot exist without their daily bread. And therefore, the wheat that became the bread is also in this sheet of paper. And the logger's parents are in it too. Or at least their love is, because we are running out of room. And when we look at it this way, we can see that without all of these things, this sheet of paper cannot exist. Looking even more deeply, we can see that we are in it too. This is not difficult to see because when we look at the sheet of paper is part of our perception. Your mind is in it, and my mind is in it too. We can say that everything is in here with this sheet of paper. You cannot point out one thing that is not in here. Time, space, the earth, rain, the minerals in the soil, the sunshine, the cloud, the river, the heat. Everything coexists within this sheet of paper. To be is to interbe. You cannot be yourself alone. You have to interbe with everything else. This sheet of paper is because everything else is.
You will find the words for a chalice lighting in your order of service. If you wish to do so, please join me in reading them. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalist. This is church, the open mind. This is the church of the loving heart. This is the church of the helping hands.
So we're going to do a child dedication now, and it's been a little bit. No, I can do it. I can do this here. This is good. Yeah. We're going to have a child dedication. It is an especially joyous event when we are blessed to be able to honor and celebrate a life in our congregation. And so today we gather for a ceremony of child dedication, and I would ask for Sarah and Elliot to come forward with Gillian. All right, so we can have you stand here. We can have you look out at them. Elliot and Sarah, the act of parenting is an opportunity for tremendous joy, and it is also a sacred responsibility. As the parents of this child, the primary responsibility for caring for this life belongs to you. I charge you to care for and nurture this child, to keep her best interest in mind, to treat her with love, and to respect her as she grows and develops. I charge you to teach her well, to honor her curiosity, and to be an example of goodness and caring for her. And so I ask you, Elliot and Sarah, do you promise to be the best parents that you can be, to strive to treat your child with love, care, and respect? If so, please say, we will. While your role in the life of this child is the most important, it's good and wise to involve many in the life of parenting. Your family and friends will have an important role to play. They will be examples of love and friendship to her, and they'll provide a warm network of care. And they'll also be a source of much wisdom as they assist you in the demands of parenting. And so I ask you for any larger family and friends, any family and friends of Sarah and Elliot who are here today, would you please stand up? All right, yay, it's so good to see you. And so I ask you, the larger family and friends, will you be a resource for Elliot and Sarah and a source of love and care for this child? If so, please say loudly, we will. We will. Thank you. You may be seated. It's also good and wise to choose to belong to a church community that will serve your spiritual needs and the spiritual needs of your children. Church is a place that challenges us to become our best selves, to express our joy, to share our grief, to confront our fears, and to grow and develop as we travel on our spiritual journeys. You've chosen a church that stands for acceptance, honesty, justice, and the open-minded search for truth. And so I ask the congregation, will you promise to walk with this family and to dedicate yourself to caring for the spiritual needs of this child? If so, please say together, we will. We will. And finally, all of the children here today have a special role to play. All of the children, would you please stand up as tall as you can? This child is a part of your community. Do you, as the children of this church, promise to include her, to be nice to her, to make her feel welcome, and to always make her feel like a part of this church? If you are willing to promise these things, will you say, we will? We will. So Gillian, this is the fun part, where your parents have given you many things, but one of the very special things that they have given to you is your name. And so I'm going to have them say the name that they have given to you as a present. What is the name that you have given to her?
Gillian B. Ruth.
Gillian B. Ruth. That name is very special. And you are Gillian B. Ruth, alone among all children. It is a very special name that you have. And now, if it's all right with you, I'm going to offer you a few blessings with this water. And just a drop. I'm going to touch your head. Touching your forehead, I bless your mind. May your mind be active and curious. May you live and learn and wonder at this world. Touching your hands. Touching your hands, I bless your creativity and your passion. With these hands, may you express yourself, and with these hands, may you hold the hands of another. And finally, touching your feet, which you've been so grateful to take off your shoes. Blessing your feet, I bless your feet, and with these feet, may you travel far. And one more thing, as a symbol of your dedication, I present you with this flower. When we do dedication for children, we give them a rose with no thorns. And the next time you'll get a rose is when you are into coming of age. And then with the coming of age, we give you the roses with the thorns. But this flower symbolizes individuality. Like you, it is unique. This flower symbolizes the love that your parents and your sisters and your family and your church gives to you. So I offer you this flower. You guys are...
Now we're going to do the song that we helped you learn during the hymn sing, so please sing along. The words are in your order of service under the musical presentation.
Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for.
Easy on the
earth, lightly on the water. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for.
You get your kids to a garden, with the garden they'll grow, and they'll learn to go easy, they'll learn to live slow. Get your kids to a garden, with the garden they'll grow, and they'll learn to go easy, yeah. Go easy on the earth, lightly on the waters. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. And get your kids to a river, with the river they'll flow. It'll teach them how to paddle, it'll teach them how to row. Get your kids to a river, with the river they'll flow. It'll take them where they need to go. I'm going easy, easy. I'm going easy, yeah. 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 Let them see the reflection wherever they go, in the rain, water, flood, water, sleet, hail, snow. Let them see their reflection wherever they go. And go easy on the earth, lightly on the waters. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. And go easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for.
I'm a go easy, 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 yeah. 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 I'm going easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for.
So I was at the church in the middle of the day yesterday, and I was sitting in the office getting ready for the services yesterday afternoon, and I was looking out the window seeing if a delivery driver might come, and I looked out the window and I saw a catbird. I have conversations with birds. Does anyone have conversations with birds? And so sometimes when I see a bird out the window, I will wonder if the bird wants to have a conversation, and I know that catbirds are really good talkers. So I walked outside into the courtyard and approached, and the catbird and I kind of chattered a little bit at each other, and it was very nice. We had a good conversation. And then I went back inside the office, and then I noticed hopping by, right by the door, there was a raven, or a crow hopping by. Crows are also good talkers, and so I went outside and I asked the crow if the crow wanted to have a conversation, and the crow just hopped away, so the crow didn't want to talk. But I did sort of, as I was asking the crow, I noticed some things that filled me with wonder. I noticed that the lantana plant that's all sticky right now, or so it's just sticks, has got some green leaves coming up out of the ground, which is always exciting to see. And I noticed that over by the mulch pile, there is a whole sort of area of stinkhorn mushrooms, orange and black. Does anyone know stinkhorn mushrooms? They're a fun thing to see. And I also went and looked at where last year there was a squash plant in the middle of the grass that came up in the courtyard, and I wanted to see if that squash plant was going to come back this year. They actually had a squash growing on it, but I didn't see any trace, but I'm going to keep looking. This morning we're going to talk about noticing, and we're going to talk about awe. Awe is having a sense of amazement, feeling almost that your breath is taken away, and feeling, when we feel awe, we want to move towards something, and we want to really get close to it and interbe with it. There's lots of things in the world that can fill us with awe. There's beautiful music, or a work of art. Some of us have awe for the art on the side of the sanctuary. A graceful dancer, or a graceful athlete doing graceful athlete things, or even another person's kindness and love can give us a sense of awe. But today, since it's close to Earth Day, and this is our Earth Day service, we're going to talk about awe, the awe we find in the natural world. I'm going to talk about big awe, I'm going to talk about small awe, and I'm going to talk about how awe changes us, how we are called to respond to it. So let's start with big awe. Has anyone ever experienced something really big in nature that makes us say a great big wow? I've got some things that I might mention. Has anyone ever seen the Grand Canyon? And that makes you say wow. Or a powerful waterfall like Niagara Falls. Has anyone ever seen Niagara Falls? Does that make you say wow? Or even, has anyone ever seen a giant redwood tree? Yeah. I think with the redwood tree, you could have an entire class of students and they could all put their hands together and they to make the biggest circle they could make, and it may not even be big enough to reach around the trunk of that redwood tree. Are there any other things that you've experienced that give you a sense of big awe? Mark? Yosemite. Oh yeah, Yosemite. Anybody else? Susan? What? The ocean. The ocean. And yeah, in the back. Yeah. Shut up. Say it again? Denali National Park? Denali National Park, yeah. And one more, Taryn, yeah. The total solar eclipse, yes, that is maybe a super big awe there. We're gonna move along now. And there's also small awe. Not all those big things can give us things that amaze us, can give us a sense of awe, but there's actually small things that can give us a sense of awe. Has anyone ever looked at a flower to see all the different parts and all the different parts of it? Or seen a butterfly drink from a flower and see it stick that little tiny, hair of a nose in there to sip the nectar? Or examined a seed, or a piece of fruit, or a beautiful stone? Some of the things that the first service called out that gave them a sense of awe. Marion called out roly-polies. Someone else called out a spider's web, seeing a spider weave a web. Is there any small thing that gives you a sense of awe? Yeah?
I saw a Venus flytrap.
A Venus flytrap. Ooh, that does definitely. How did you react to that? Was it cool?
It was pretty cool. It was like we put a fly in there and the Venus flytrap on
Yeah. And one more, yeah. Oh, a view from the top of a mountain. Awesome. So we're gonna move along here, and we're gonna ask, how does awe change us? So I think that when we see something that fills us with awe, whether it is a great big thing or a tiny small thing, and I just want to, everybody, I think we could fill the rest of the service with people calling out the awesome things that they've seen. That awe actually invites us, when we experience it, to care about that, and that when we see things like a great big tree or a mountain or an ocean, we want to care for it. And even when we see something small, a roly-poly or a spider, and we notice it, we actually want that thing to be well. We realize that we are connected to it and that we want to take care of it. Awe, the experience of awe, helps us to recognize our role in caring for all of the wonderful things. We're going to sing it as a sung meditation, although it's not really quiet like a meditation. We're going to sing a song about awe. We're going to sing it through twice, and it is number 363, not 1363, number 363 in your gray hymnal, Alleluia, Sang Stars. And we'll sing it through twice.
Good morning. Our word for the month in religious education is interdependence. We as Unitarian Universalists have a saying. The saying is that there is an interdependent web of all existence and we are a part. And we use this idea of a metaphor of a web to remind us that what it means to be connected is that everything that affects everything else affects us. So you know, when you touch even the farthest corner of a spider web, you can see that the web shakes everywhere, that everything is connected. We know that in our heads. We've studied it in ecology, we hear about it at church. And we know that it's true that everything is connected and that we are all interdependent with everything in the world. But often this is something that stays in our heads. And we live in a culture which actually discourages us from thinking that we are a part of nature. We think of nature as a place we visit. It's a thing, it's something else other than us. And we don't think of ourselves as being a part of nature, and not just the natural world here, but of the whole universe. And when, as Thom said, when you experience awe in nature, it asks something of you. It asks you to care for each other and for the whole world. And so it's really important that this is not an idea that's just in our heads. It's really important that it is in our hearts and in our bodies. So I wanted to introduce a practice that we do in religious education that's called sit spots as a way of actually learning and feeling and bringing this sense of interdependence into your body. So my first question is there anyone here already who has a sit spot? So let me tell you about sit spots. A sit spot is a place that you pick outside And it needs to be a place that's easy to sit. That's the first thing, absolutely crucial. It also needs to be a place that's convenient to you so that you can do it on a regular basis. And it also needs to be a place that you can't see any other people when you're there, that you have an opportunity to be quiet in nature without any distractions. And you should find this place, and sometimes you have an idea that a place would be a good sit spot, and then it turns out that it's not comfortable, it's not convenient, or it's just not, I don't know, it's something that you sort of have to fall in love with. And then you go to that place on a regular basis. Sometimes you might do it, you know, if you live in a place that's convenient, you could do it every day, you could do it once a week. I have several. I have some where I live, and I also have some at church. And I'm not here every day, but there are places at church that I go. So then when you go to this sit spot, you choose the place, and then you sit quietly. And when you are in this space, you practice a form of meditation that's called beholding. Beholding is a very deep noticing and paying attention. It's also a practice of gratitude, and it's also a practice of curiosity. So you use your 5 senses. You look, you hear, you smell, you touch. If it's not too dirty, you might even taste. The things in the environment that you see. And you pay attention to them, and you just look at them, you behold them, you let them into your heart. And when you have a sit spot that you go to over a period of time, you might on one day choose only to look at the smallest things, to really concentrate on small awe, to look at the bugs, and to look at the roots of the grass or the leaf litter, right? And on another time you might focus and look just at the canopy, only look at things overhead, which are incredibly beautiful. Sometimes you might only pay attention to the sounds. You close your eyes and you listen to the birds and strange chirpings and crunching, and I don't know what you might hear. Sometimes you might close your eyes and breathe deeply and see what scents you can. There's a place here where at this time of year you can start to smell honeysuckle if you close your eyes. You might not pay attention to it, but if you close your eyes, you'll see it. Then you also, when you are doing this beholding, you use your imagination, and you have like a curious imagination. When you're curious, you don't think, is that a cardinal or is that a robin, right? Which is a technical question, which if you had your phone, you could just check. An imaginative curiosity is like a heart thing. Like you might look at a bird and you might think, I wonder what it feels like for that bird to fly. I wonder if that bird is itchy. I wonder how many people were in that bird's nest, how many birds were in that bird's nest, like what it was like to be a little bird. These are not questions that you can answer by looking them up. It's a way of engaging your heart in the natural world. So when you do this over a period of time, it changes your relationship to the natural world. You begin to feel kin to the land. Instead of the natural world being other, you feel a part of it, and you feel as if it is your family. You know how Reverend Thom was talking about how he talks to the birds? One of the things that I've noticed since I've started doing a sit spot is that when I see a bird, I don't say, there is a bird, because I'm here and it's another thing, and I'm just making an observation. I say in my heart, hello, bird. Because that's different. That's like the bird is kin to me. So I want to invite you to find a sit spot and to spend time there and to see how it might change your heart and how it might really help you feel deeply in your soul that we are interdependent. Now, we can't do that today. because it's raining and because we don't have time. Because, you know, choosing a sit spot is a thing of discernment, which takes time. However, we do have time to do a beholding meditation. And you have two choices for your beholding meditation. Those of you who have been observant might have noticed that there are little baskets along the center aisle. And in these baskets are things from the natural world, objects of small awe. So, in just a minute, you can pick the baskets up and pass them down, and people can choose something out of it to behold. But that's not your only option. Your other option, and this is something I love to do in our sanctuary, is to look through these windows at the canopy. You can see the wind blowing. Today you can see rain on the windows. You can notice the beautiful trees. There are also some other natural world things here. There are the pussy willows in these plants. There's also this beautiful flower arrangement up front. So there are different options. You could choose one of those things. The other thing that you can do is Kat is going to roll out our lily pad conveyor, which holds our carpet circles of color, which if you don't want to sit in your pew, you can sit on the floor on a lily pad as a choice. You do have to have pretty good knees for this, just to be frank. So what I would like you to do is to choose something, and we're going to spend some quiet time together beholding, being appreciative, noticing, deeply noticing, being full of gratitude, asking questions. And then we're going to share with our neighbor. Could be somebody you know, somebody you don't know. You may have noticed when Thom started asking all of us about our big and our small awe immediately. My hand was up for every question. I wanted Thom to call on me, please pick me, pick me. They're full of things because it is exciting to talk about the things that you've noticed and the awe that you've shared, and it increases your awe to do it. So that is what we are going to do. Does everybody understand the instructions? So pick something out of a basket or choose something, and we're going to spend a few minutes quietly beholding. So now that you've had an opportunity to behold, please, we're just going to take a minute or two to share with our neighbor something that we noticed. Thank you so much for taking this time to behold and share.
Freely, we have received gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly, we bring our church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. Today, our generosity extends beyond the walls, as we give this share to plate to the Dogwood Alliance. If you wish to donate online, please point your camera or the QR code on the back of the order of service and tap the banner that appears there for information on the church's website. You will now receive the morning offering.
Now we're going to sing This Pretty Planet, and we'd like your help with this one too. And we're actually going to sing it twice through together and then do a three-part round so we can, and they'll come down and help you sing your part. So the people to my left, part one, the people in the center, part two, and to my right, part three.
This pretty planet, spinning through space, your garden, your harbor, your holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant,
Let's all sing the last line together.
We are coming up on our time, and so I think what we're going to do is we're going to pass on doing joys and sorrows this morning. It'll be back next week, and let us move into our closing hymn. How can you possibly end a multi-generational Earth Day service without singing number 1064, Blue Boat Home? So I'm going to invite people to rise in body or in spirit and to sing out with joy.
Please remain standing in body or spirit. The words for extinguishing the chalice are in the order of service. Please join me if you wish to do so. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of these we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let's give thanks to everyone who made this morning's service so special. Please join us in singing Shalom. The words are in your order of service. As you are comfortable, please either hold hands with the person next to you or cross your arms over your heart.